bond. So when I saw, and when you are living near a coast, see all kinds of was spent near a mangrove. My childhood was spent near a beach, and suddenly when I shifted to this apartment block, I saw 5.5 feet of plastic. Absolutely. And then, as a lawyer, you naturally think is you should go and complain to the courts. First door of the knock at the door of the next step is go to the court and listen. And if the government, if the court doesn't do anything, then go ahead and start complaining on social media, which is like a regular feature. But as a lawyer, I told myself that something had to be done. And what was that something was what I started here. See, the plastic pollution starts in your head and ends in your head. Okay. It's a socio-economic concept which starts in your head and it must end in your head. Now, how do you not allow this journey to start? People who are stepping out to buy a plastic packaging must know what is this packaging, why do they get it, what will happen, which I call the narrative of pre-litter at a consumer stage and post-litter. Now, with the problem is, you see everybody is running around saying, some people say we'll clean the beach, some people say that we'll go out and knock at the door of the government, some people say we'll go knock at the door of the courts, some people say we'll get politicians, vote them in who are smart enough. My thought process that time was, Sama, was to say that it's me. The problem starts with me and ends with me. We are 7 billion. If each one of us starts thinking that I must coexist with other marine species, my life is coterminous with the life of a whale or a shark or a turtle or a dolphin, then your journey is. Otherwise, you see, the democracy convention is vote, pay your taxes, and chase the. See, it's so much of hate. So I told myself that the pollution begins in my head and it must end in my head. And if I am able to provoke millions and millions, because you see, there are two things which is lacking in this world. First of all, there is lack of leadership. Too many followers in this world. Too many followers on this world, one. And then too many talks. People keep on talking all the time about problem, solution. We all know the problem and solution. Who will go out? Who will go out and do it? Whose onus in it? Is it a government tender? Is it you and me? Is it an elected politician? Is it a judge? And this Mother Nature is crying for that answer. That prompted me, Sama, to say that, okay, it must start with me. And there are millions of people who are created like this, especially people who are in the poorer section in the human ocean conflict zone, which I call it, where they can handle plastic properly by understanding why they should not be getting plastic in their life.
I think that's an unfortunate connectivity issue, perhaps.
I am on, Ash. I think there's a technical
okay, great, thank you. I don't know why it fades out, but it's great to have you back.
Sorry, everybody who's listening. There's a technical glitch at my end.
It's okay. Thank you so much. Yeah. No problem. I'll just continue on to the next question. You touched a little bit on leadership. How can young ocean advocates take on projects of this magnitude, and what is needed for them to lead projects such as yours?
Yeah. First of all, we must understand the narrative. This is a socio-economic problem. If this problem could be solved with money alone, I mean, the governments have a lot of purses with them. They can open up any purse and do it. And if it was alone a social problem, maybe the NGOs and the people who work at the ground level could have done it. This is a socio-economic problem. Having said that, we need to create leaders. Now, how do you create leaders is taking on young people between the age group of 8 to 22, 25, who can step out and tell the world that we want to go out and do it. I'll give you some example, of a young boy from River Mithi, where I'm rejuvenating that River Mithi. He's 18 or 19, and he spoke highly about, as a child, what he saw in the river, and now what he sees. And I told him, I held his hand and I said, can we do it together? Can we revive this river back again, free it of solid waste, free it of liquid waste, and change the people's mindset? This whole English phrase, which I keep on using quite often, sense of belonging. We have lost the sense of belonging to this planet. And we keep on telling ourselves that let's continue the journey, which I also was told, I came from a very poor background, and poverty makes you do things which you should not be doing in this world. But then when you grow into that phase of wisdom and application of mind, you realize that you'll have to take up some positive steps for this planet and for other species. A whale, a turtle, a shark, a dolphin should not be threatened by your existence and your habits. Unfortunately, at this moment it is. A coffee mug lands into a stomach of a whale, as Eric was saying, not done. And then you need leaders like Eric, I must give it to him. When young people rise up, leaders also must hold their hand. Eric was one such leader. He not only came at the ground, he held hand of not only me, but I have gone on record many times. Millions of young people have benefited from his experience of holding young people's hand. So if you want to become a leader, just go do it. Spread love. Love is in shortage, complete shortage. Love is selective at this point of time. So if you're from a particular race, culture, religion, you seem to love each other, but it must be said not only to humans, to other species. And hate is too much widespread. So we must do this thing of sharing our lives with people up. Share it with somebody who's in the pollution zone. Share it with somebody in the government. I can keep on going. There's a shortage of paucity of time about how I engage the government, how I engage the citizen, how I engage the politicians. There's a wide variant where you can open up dialogues and conversation. And as Eric always said, just roll up your sleeve and go and do it. Once you start doing it, you lead by example. And beach cleaning, I must put it in the perspective. A lot of times beach cleaning is misunderstood. Beach cleaning doesn't mean clean beaches. It must be told loud and clear to the people. It's about mindset. You learn while doing. When a young kid at 8 years comes to the beach, picks up that plastic, he looks at what he's doing at his house. Did he buy that? Did he mishandle it? Did he litter it in the ocean or the environment? And then you tell him that this is what is circular economy. Like with young girls, I run a program in a lot of schools, young girls of between the age of 8, 9. I give them a task of saying that, can you buy your biscuit without packaging? You see, you go to a mall in India, especially, you pick up all biscuits with lots of packaging, which are multi-layer, which is not easily recyclable. And then they go and look out for the local bakeries and they pick up freshly packed. I do that at all my cleanups and hundreds and thousands of get together. Today we did that. I was doing a cleanup early morning. 200 people ate food without a single piece of packaging. So these are small baby steps to change mindset. That girl may eventually become a legislator. That girl will eventually become a judge. That girl will become eventually a businesswoman. We don't know where she'll learn. Eventually she may become a scientist. And then with the right mindset, she will start working. She will say, I have to now find a problem. There's a problem on her hand. How do I solve it? So this is what the journey is, connecting to people up with love, empathy, holding hands, collaborating, and saying that let's do this journey together. It's a nice journey. Let's all work hard together for it.
Thank you so much for those words. Yes, I agree. Mindset is everything, and how we think about it can definitely change and affect our actions for sure. I think we have time for just one final question. Is that okay, Anna? Okay. Final question I have is, how can this movement against plastic pollution be inclusive in order to achieve worldwide positive change?
Nature, we are batting for a wheel, and collaboration with love is the key. Stop complaining and start doing. I firmly believe that the founding father of my country, Dr. Baba Sahib Ambedkar and Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, is that you must go out and do and lead by example. This is how it will work. Like when I started my municipality, I used to request my local municipality saying that, can you wear the gloves and come? And they eventually did. It's a great collaboration to work with all kinds of people. And please do it with love. It's in short supply. And we must use that weapon of love more often than not.